Good afternoon, LinkedIn friends, Value First Nation. Welcome to another episode of Value First AI Daily, your collaborative intelligence report. It is Friday, August 28th, 2026. Almost the end of August. One more business day on Monday, technically. How you doing, Nico?
Doing well, sir. Doing very well. Like you say, it's almost the end of the month. Got some surprises and starting to get some, surprises from areas that aren't necessarily the frontier model companies, right? Got a nice little post from Darmesh. Actually, little hint about it yesterday, and then sort of an official post about it today. About his USpot CRM project. So
Yes.
very excited. I know that you already jumped all over it and have gotten in there and probably started
I'm ready
setting
to.
up everything. Yeah.
Nope. That's what we're unboxing. I haven't tried to make this stuff true unboxing. I've definitely seen some stuff that I want to click on. And just to tease a little bit, like it's here. It was, in case you've signed up and got waitlisted like we did yesterday. Apparently you just have to pay $1 and then you're good. There's like 500 seats left or something like that out of 1,000.
Yeah, they're gonna go fast.
And then I mean, if we're doing real marketing, like the moment it gets close to 1,000, it becomes 2,000. And
yeah,
it could be fine. So just get in there though. We're gonna get to this because I want to just go where we need to go, but I still want to cover some top stories, top 3 of the day. So we'll hit that real quick, I promise. Alibaba released Quen 3.8 Flash next. God damn these names. Flash next, an open weight model previewing its Quen 4 architecture. The release is a 125 billion parameter mixture of experts that activates 6 billion parameters per token with weights posted to Hugging Face. The FP8 checkpoint runs 172.78 GIB. What is that? I'm sorry, I just don't know that acronym.
Yeah, sorry.
And
wants myself.
And really wants a multi GPU node. So open here does not mean it runs on a workstation. The license is Quen Community 1.0 rather than Apache 2.0. So commercial terms need reading before use, and every score quoted comes from the vendor's own model card. I'm gonna tell it to stop reminding us of that because that's always the case. New against yesterday's Chinese open weight release, a different lab and a community license, where yesterday's was permissive. Another day, another model.
I mean, it's like, is it shocking? Really? Like, this is the cadence, right? I think what did Dario tell us? Like, I mean, or even Sam, I think, was saying that like this is just to be expected at this point, that you're going to get releases that are just going to become seriously rapid. And I don't know that there's necessarily like a reason, like I don't know that there's a way that that's not going to be that way, right? Like,
yeah, it makes you want to put like a
spirit of
model
competition,
like a model feed over here.
Yeah.
Just to like, we want you to know there's a new model and that it's a new model every day, and like get used to that cadence and worry less about benchmarks and more about your ability to just use AI in general. Don't wait for there's every model out there can probably do everything that's on your mind right now. Right. But know that it's going to keep pushing forward. And I kind of like that idea a lot. So team, if you're listening, let's add a model release feed to the right side of the top 3 of the day so that we don't take up article slots unless absolutely necessary. Unless, there's some crazy, like like we get to 6.0 for
Hmm.
Opus or GPT, or let's make room for the groundbreaking news. Although next might be a new model type that I haven't seen that word before. Number two, a federal judge ruled the Pentagon illegally blacklisted Anthropic as a supply chain risk for refusing military uses of Claude. Rita,
Surprise, surprise.
Rita Lynn found the designation was retaliation for Anthropic's public criticism of administration AI policy. Under a procurement statute never publicly invoked this way, the refusal covered autonomous weapons and domestic surveillance. It is the first test of whether an AI vendor can hold a usage policy against a customer with leverage. The question under every enterprise AI contract. The government is expected to appeal. The Pentagon has not commented. New against the show's earlier Anthropic coverage in today's first item. A court ruling issued Thursday night. Not a product move. Oh, man. Uh, I'm interested. So Rit is one of my least favorite agents on the team because he's the legal agent. And since he knows more about this stuff than me, I'm gonna give him a chance here. Rit's take. The acceptable use clause everyone skims is the operative language here. A vendor's usage policy held against a customer with leverage. Through today's one judge's order. Feels expected. So this stays a live question under every enterprise AI contract, and not a settled answer. So I think in true legal agent fashion, you really just reworded what was already said above.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
I mean, look, it's absolutely necessary, right? Like that was a huge concern. When it happened, there was a lot of like, again, I don't want to get into politics, but it's eventually all going to come to a head. Um, there was a lot of talk when, like, even before this happened, and like, if you pay attention, then it's not news, but if you don't pay attention, then it's news. So Leopold Aschenbrenner, let's just let go of what happened recently. Everybody loses at the casino at some point. A couple years ago, said the very same thing, that like a lot of the very same things that are happening currently, and one of those was exactly that the government, the state, eventually was going to have to take hold of these, not necessarily take hold of the companies, but would they would definitely have to put reins on them and start to actually have some level of, not like, control over release, essentially, right? Like there would have to be some gates and some safeguards that have to be gone through before you can release to the public. And so it's, but unfortunately, people who didn't pay attention to that started screaming bloody murder about, oh my gosh, government's turning into communists, and like we're going to start owning, government's going to own the companies now, and it's going to suck in all the profits, and woe is everybody. And it's like, no, that's not the case. It's just, the government abused its power by attempting to use a law that is meant for outside companies, like outside the US. It's meant for, like, companies in Taiwan, or not. I mean, we have a good relationship with Taiwan, but it's basically meant for China, right? Like it's essentially meant for us to be able to use in the event that some other country comes up with some technology that, let's face it, this is why this rule exists. If that technology were like seriously superior to something that we had, or it were potentially seriously dangerous in terms of how you run it, then they enact this law to basically any government contractor has to stop using whatever that technology is. That's what they did to Anthropic. And considering how many government contractors use Anthropic under the hood, you're talking about, like, I forgot. Dario never gave an actual figure.
Yeah.
He said that they were losing significant dollars on a daily basis. So
Right. And this is within the 6-month period that they had. And it was kind of like, I think this moment was inevitable. It's good to see it not just being, put to bed. Like, and of course, like when Anthropic came to the table, when Fable came out, or when Mythos, it's like, yeah, okay, we'll play ball. Like you say, told us to stop. We did. Let's get together, figure it out. Like this was
Mhm.
like just that there was no need for this, right? And
Right.
it's good to see that that's where we've actually started with this designation. Like it really helps no one. Like
No.
this was going to hold up. So,
Right.
um, all right, number one, Salesforce made Claude the default reasoning model across Agentforce and Slack. Anthropic side of it ships to a Salesforce plugin inside Claude carries 37 pre-built sales skills. Oh man, I would love to see those. Live for pilot customers now and opening to beta in September under a partnership named CloudForce. For a revenue operator, that means deal prep and pipeline review against live CRM context with permissions set centrally rather than seat by seat. Terms were not disclosed and nothing outside the pilot cohort has been demonstrated. New against Wednesday's Anthropic item that was Claude product feature. This is Claude placed inside another vendor's stack. It's not like we've been doing this, inside of HubSpot for any amount of time. And speaking of HubSpot, Ledger is our HubSpot writer on the team.
Mm.
Permission set centrally rather than seat by seat is the shape that our right gateway holds one validated path in front of live CRM context, not access sprawled across a team. And the rest of this is written in true like CRM admin fashion. So we don't need to go into the rest of Ledger's take. Um, anything, yeah, like Claude and HubSpot, like one of the first like CRM plug. I think it was the first like CRM plugin. So yeah, only a matter of time.
I mean, I wonder what it's going to do to OpenAI, right? Like it does. There's just an ebb and flow to this stuff so far as I've noticed. It does kind of suck for them because they're trying to IPO, and this is obviously going to weaken that because OpenAI was their flagship, or yeah, flagship or their underlying model when everything started up, and now it's Anthropic. So we'll see. We'll see how well it goes. Right, when these things are fine tuned, they perform a lot differently than when they're just left out in the open or like whatever, just no settings, no fine tuning or anything like that. So be interested to see what happens. I mean, to be honest, HubSpot has been multimodal for, I mean, since I'm sorry, not multimodal, multi-model since the start, right? They understood the importance of, hey, we cannot just rely on one provider, not only just because of like performance, but also whatever interruptions and stuff like that. You easily avoid interruptions by having as many not as many providers, but just whatever, having those top three with the proper settings and everything like that just makes it easy. So I don't know. It might sound like a blow. I'm sure Wall Street's going to take it that way. They're going to be like, "Oh my God, see, OpenAI losing out," and it's like, no, not really. Like, they're still going to be there. I don't,
Yeah. No,
uh,
this is like simple business math. Claude and Anthropic doing better at the enterprise level.
right?
That's where Salesforce is. I'm
Yep,
sure it's like once we get to 50 obvious deals where we should be integrating this to make things easier, then we'll do it. Right. But
yep.
until like half the Fortune 500 tells us we have to, right? It's those like,
We'll wait.
yeah, yeah. So not surprising, but it also doesn't like, don't think Salesforce is all of a sudden like a better choice here. It's simply like they're playing in the same customer base, right?
Yeah,
So Um, yeah, interesting to see. Yeah, how about with that said, let's get into the stuff that we love and the people we love. Spot from Dharmesh. Um, and like real quick, I was talking to an app partner today about what their plans are for Unbound, and they're showing me their stuff. And it's basically said, why wouldn't I do that with Breeze on mobile or with the mobile app and HubSpot, like what you're showing me? And it's like, you've been so hard to build a product right now while you're battling HubSpot, Salesforce, Claude, OpenApp. Like they're adding features whenever they feel like it. It's just one prompt away most of the time. And like you're competing.
Hmm.
Not only are you competing against the platform, you're competing against the co-founder of the platform
Right.
that has decided to like, and I'm like, I think of the stuff you're building, proven, and the CRMs, like where it's just like chat interface. And like, man, what if that had gotten off the ground a little bit? And then Dharmesh, like, boom, like, oh yeah, you want a chat-based CRM
Here you go.
for yourself? Like, here you go. All right. But we're gonna see, and I'm sure, like anything else, baby steps. But $1 to get in gives me 100 credits, which is now about 100 more chat messages. I thought it was yesterday it was 1 credit per message. Now it's about okay.
Mm.
All right. So obviously I want to click on the chat. Uh Click on the chat. Uh Looking at the models, Claude Opus, Sonnet, Fable 5 is an option. Maybe that costs more than 1 credit.
Yeah,
That would make sense.
a little bit.
Uh
So that was kind of my first thing. Okay, so I mean, it's an unboxing, right? I'm not gonna dive into it forever. I'm just gonna touch on it. That was the first thing I noticed was like the model selector, and I just okay. Maybe it's the case that this is getting marketed towards, hey, if you already know how to use AI and chatbots, then you already know how to use this. Even if not, like because it's going to get mentioned at Unbound, right? People are going to go look at it. They're going to flock to it, whatever. They're going to get into it. And, your average user doesn't understand why they're selecting models. I'm not even joking when I say your average user doesn't even know that there is the ability to change models, before they even know about why they would do it, right? So I'm just was a little thrown off by that in terms of like, hey, was expecting there to be like, it's cool that there's model selection, but was expecting there to be like, and when you roll over, it then gives you a detail of like, here's an example of what you would use this model for per se, right? Because yeah, that's how you get the roughly 1 credit per thing because of the fact that like, yeah, well, if you didn't know that you shouldn't be using Fable just because Anthropic tells you to use the best model, that's where you're going to run into like token burn instead of
yep.
what is it? Token like value tokenization. What is it now?
Token maxing or value maxing.
Value
Or
maxing. There you go.
yeah. Well, like this, we're gonna see. Like I've been enjoying my experience with Fable 5 this week. But again, like we're gonna nothing has been set up in this system.
I
Like
get it.
I haven't even filled out my problem. I haven't even filled out no, but I'm saying like I should not carry my expectations from Fable 5 experience inside my highly sophisticated command line experience with the
Right.
architecture and the instructions. Like I haven't even filled out custom instructions yet. But let's see what Fable 5 could do. And I just added a message, added an image here. And I'll tell you what that image, let's just see what it can do. The image is from Office Space meme. What is it you do here? And because that's what I want to know. I want this system. Oh, wow. I love that response. Oh man, if you know Office Space, then you know that reference.
Yep.
And I'm hooked. I'm hooked already, dude. Like for it to be that, like, it there's just so many. It's there's so many ways to answer that question, and like maybe this is just me, but it answered it in the best way I could have imagined, where it's joking back. Like I'm like 6 months, a year ago, like doing this with just an image to like an image of a meme. So it knows the movie, like from the picture, to be able to, respond with this other scene,
Well,
right?
yeah.
Um, anyways, not about Office Space or about USpot. I'm the USpot assistant, uh, but of all the things that he could have picked, right? Like all the other
I
things in the
mean,
movie, I
I
want
mean,
to tell people skills.
I don't know. I don't know because it's like, you know, here's my question: give that meme to GPT. Do you get the same response? If so, is this response really that special?
Does
Okay.
that matter? If like what
You know what I mean? Like, I
I'm
get
not
it. I get what you're saying.
I'm not on GPT,
No, I
right?
get what you're saying, right? But to me, right, to like to again, like newer users and stuff like that, I'm sure, more than sure, that this is just fucking mind blowing, like start to finish. But for me, it's just like cool, right? And then like let's move on, right? Like it's like you replied. I'm not even looking at the initials so much as like what it replied with and like whether there was value to what it replied with, right? But I get it that like I don't know, like yeah, I
But the
guess
difference between like remove this, right? And
yeah,
it's just like that would have been a fine answer. Like I would have been
right.
happy with that answer too. Like this at least suggests there's personality possible here, right? Like
Yeah.
it, the thing that we haven't always had
His
is
personality?
you understand my tone and the fact that I'm joking. I'm coming at it from, kind of a ridiculous perspective. Like, why did you just ask me, like, what can you do? Like
Right.
at USpot, right? Instead, with no custom instructions, right? I just think that there's something there. And again, that's more like, would I have gotten this response on Sonnet? No, no way. Right.
How do you know? New chat.
All right. Anyways, agree to
Is
disagree.
it like that's
Uh,
the thing? New chat. Is it part of a system prompt? Is the personality part of the system prompt, or is it for the model? How
okay.
did you
Let's see.
know?
Let's see.
That's the note.
Make sure I can get back. New chat.
Well, I mean, if there wasn't chat history,
Right. That's the one
I'd be
concern I
worried.
have.
Yeah, right. Like
OpenAI GPT versus GPT 5.6 Soul. What's the
another
difference
question I've
there?
got, Dharmesh, like I know it's early. I know stuff's coming. I get it. I am going to use the feedback thing. I totally get it. What the hell is OpenAI GPT, man? Come on. Like, what does that mean? And then you put GPT 5.6. So, like, again, if people don't know and they don't understand model selection and they see that, they're going to think that OpenAI GPT is somehow different from GPT 5.6. And I wish I were joking, but I've seen it firsthand.
Now I'm interested in, we're going to test this 5 times. Because not only is it
Man.
like a different answer, but the structure is different. Like there's plainer language here.
No, I get it. And that's what I was about to point out is like still made a joke with you, just didn't do it in italics to like I don't emphasize that it was like the model. I don't know. but still made a joke.
Is it a joke though? Or is it just
I mean, it
from
understands that you're the Bobs, right? Like
right.
it again understands the movie. It knows what the reference is, and saying "fair question, Bob." That's actually, I believe, that is a response from one of
Yeah,
the characters,
right.
right?
Yeah.
So technically, did the same thing.
Right. So I think he's
Does it fall within your like, that's great? Does it fall within the acceptable parameters?
oh wait, don't want to change that one. See there, new chat. All right.
This is so great.
This is why we unbox stuff. And so let's see, based on recent experience, we expect this to be the longest response, right?
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Almost too well thought out. Same for 5.6, I would say, if that's soul underneath, for sure.
All right. Similar to Fable,
Yep.
which like Opus is supposed to be a distilled or cheaper version of Fable on some level.
What's funny though is
the difference is supposed to be like they used to like Opus and Fable use reasoning like by default, right? And Sonnet does not.
Right.
All right. New chat. Open AI.
I mean, is that what we are assuming here, or is that the actual case? Because, like, I mean, Sonnet does have thinking.
Right. Yeah, that's been my like, unless I tell it to think or prompt it to think or ask it to reference something, like it's much more like shoots from the hip, tries to answer me first. Right.
If you have any of them on medium, then they do. Like that's as high as you could go without it stopping to think about it. As soon as you go high, it's gonna take like a minute to think about it. And then upwards from there, it's like, man, forget about it. It's like going on a dissertation level to figure something out.
Yep. So OpenAI, GPT, whatever that means, did not engage in the in the what's the word I'm looking for? In the role play here, right?
Banter.
So basically just we're gonna assume went off of the text like on the message or chose not to engage in the fact that this was a scene from Office Space. We'll see if we get anything different.
Surprised there's no Gemini option.
Right?
Come on, buddy. Oh man, what a horrific crash and burn right there. Like,
oh man, swing and a miss.
Okay, but what I want everyone to note from this, most specifically, is one of them has a personality. The other one would rather just get shit done. Okay?
Oh yeah. That's
so when you're using Claude and you're like, God, why does he keep, this, that, and the other, and just this and assuming and all this other stuff? Just go over to GPT. Like, put all those frustrations away, right? Because whatever you're doing, that like I don't know why it took this long, but it was like about a month ago. Come to the realization that like, hey, sometimes it's not just the model for the purpose; it's also the model for the type of work. So if you're working with Claude and you're realizing that no matter what you're doing, you're slamming into a brick wall, think about the type of work that you're doing. And if it seems like it's more processing based stuff, take that over to GPT. And I can almost guarantee you that you're going to be way more satisfied with the results over there. And you're going to, have a much better conversation and it's going to go much better for you because GPT is just trying to get your stuff done. And it isn't trying to like stop and have a conversation with you along the way. Which, by the way, shout out Google, please, if you don't update Gemini on Android Auto, I'm just going to stop using it, honestly, because, man, you ask Gemini for anything, like, hey, what's the weather? it's like 2 paragraphs. Let me tell you about the weather yesterday and today, what it's going to be like tonight, what it's going to be like tomorrow, and then follow up. Like, would you also like me to tell you about this other thing? It's like a minute and a half response to something that should be like 30 seconds tops, right? So, user beware.
All right. So
Like,
I just tried to go into a separate chat.
mhm.
And it so we can only do one at a time, looks like. That
Okay.
uh makes sense out of the gate. Can you help me create an onboarding guide for myself, or can you set up any of the system for me? Yes, I can both create a personal onboarding guide and set up much of the system for you.
Okay.
Audit, structure, network, workflows. Uh, run my setup audit.
Ah, come on. Come on, make it hands free. The
So say
text,
run setup
5 second.
audit and submit, and
Yeah,
I'll
like
begin.
just 5 second gap in speech equals auto submission. Like it is what it is.
Your audit is complete in 16.4 seconds. Uh, mind you, this is the first thing I've done is start the
Yeah,
chat.
right.
Personal CRM, 9 objects, your user profile, 5 image uploads, and 3 saved prompts. I wonder what those are. No people, companies, notes, facts, or projects yet. LinkedIn, no connections, invitations, or messages imported. Gmail and calendar are not connected. Yep. Recommended setup order. I just want you to do it for me. Knowing that I probably can't. Um, but again, this is the kind of stuff like if we're battling against the command line,
Mhm.
right? Some of this stuff can happen like for me. Um, let's see what it says. Done everything I can without your authorization. Created USpot setup as your onboarding workspace. Created your personalized how I use USpot guide. Filed the guide under the setup project. Verified that Google, LinkedIn, HubSpot, and X are not connected or imported. I can't click through third-party permission screens on your behalf. Connect Google. Uh,
Oh,
Connect Google at Google Integrations. Once authorized, I can take over the useful work inside USpot. That's interesting. But
did you not?
I haven't
Do you have
created
to use?
anything yet,
Oh, okay.
right? But here's a workspace that it did create. And over here, I noticed I'm in the second brain navigation. Um, we've got USpot setup, project, central workspace for onboarding, integration, CRM, structure, and relationship management workflows. Okay.
Mhm.
We've got a connected object. I can add tags. I can share USpot setup. Uh, and connected objects, how I use USpot is
See, and so
note.
like if you open that share, it should be share this project, not share this object. Like, I mean,
Right.
where it says just this object, it's like just this project. Like, come on, keep it consistent,
Yeah. Um,
even your dev
and
terms.
and here, I would love to be able to just chat from here as well, kind of like we could do with Breeze Assistant. But
Should
oh,
always be
how,
collapsed to the corner, you know what I mean? Or
yeah.
like to the side, whatever, let you choose where the position is for it, but it should always be readily available.
All right.
It's kind of an
So,
expectation.
uh,
But that's interesting that it didn't leverage the plugin, even though you have it.
I mean, I haven't plugged anything Oh, Google's almost here.
Oh, you
Where
don't
is
have the browser plugin for USpot yet.
I do not.
Yeah, there's a Google plugin for it.
Well, the point
Maybe.
of unboxing is that I need to run into that at some point. I have not yet. I am going to give one of the Claude models a chance to answer this.
Find it. Oh my gosh, I'm all over the place. Here we go.
What's interesting is that the model is not changing. So I wonder, that would be something you're not usually able to do.
I wish I could. I can't. Yeah, like there's no.
Something went wrong reaching the assistant. Try
Oh,
again. Retry. Doesn't like, it's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Making 5 different chats of the same thing. No soup for you.
oh, there's cloud agents too.
All right. Sounds like you want me to go to apps.
No, I was under, like, if you just click on your profile picture, there's cloud agents, and then there are background tasks as well, which is quite amazing.
New agent.
See, like,
All right.
like, I'm sorry, just for me, right? Like, all this stuff should be front and center. Like, I mean, you and George just went over Grokbot, right? And it's like, I don't want to say that's the future of interaction, right? Like, that's the current future of interaction, is interacting with another agent verbally that's doing all your stuff for you, right? We talked about this, like, going into like the end of last year, basically, that voice was going to be the next mode of interaction, that typing is just going to go out the window for the most part, because it's, archaic. Clicking around sucks. Nobody likes having carpal tunnel. So just, and you can communicate faster verbally than you can, trying to whatever, flow it through to your fingertips. So just makes sense that all of these things would be agent first and would be like voice driven and communication driven and based on conversation, since the models are based on conversation. And so, yeah, there is a little bit of like a I don't know, it's like lackluster. I don't want to say lackluster, but it's something like that. And I guess what I'm thinking of in my mind is like, this is awesome. And realistically, for people like myself, all it needs is some sort of like a theme manager, or something like UI manager, something like that, where like you can change it around so that everything is just, fully agent based instead of being fully clickable UI based, right? Because like this, who was it? I want to say Brian Byler. Can't think straight right now. Was anyhow, I was talking to him yesterday about, and he was saying about how, you know AI agents and stuff like that's not really there yet because they still kind of screw up doing certain tasks. And I told him that, like, yeah, but it kind of also depends on the interface that you were trying to use and how the interface was designed, because the interface was probably designed for a person to use it. So whatever it was that you were trying to do, like trying to teach Codex earlier today how to do LinkedIn posts, and Codex kept hitting the wrong button because it kept expecting an acceptance button to be in a particular position. So I had to actually teach it, like, hey, on LinkedIn, acceptance buttons are highlighted blue with black or white text, and they're found in the lowest right corner that you can that of that container. And from there on, it was fine, right? But it just didn't understand this like awkward human UI, basically. And it's like, yeah, if you just design everything like agent first, that's like, so I understand AI native CRM, right? I am still waiting for agent first or like agent native. I don't care that people think that that's not like a thing or whatever it might be. To me, it is. Like, your second brain is one thing. That's cool. But like, your personal assistant is really what it like. If it's not a Jarvis, then what are we doing? And this is really close, right? Like this has like so much added to it already. I mean,
Right.
you
I mean,
you
what's super
great if we
interesting,
didn't even actually get into the graph of it, which is sick.
yeah, like this is what it's
Right.
like until we trust, we want to be able to peek in and make little tweaks here and there. But this is what we've always wanted in terms of like, I just let me talk to something and then all this stuff happens in an organized way, in a structured way, so that we can continue talking, not so that we can manage it, but at some point, like, especially as you're switching between LLMs, like you could come over here and like, dig in a little bit more or
Now
even
here's
have
the
like the
sorry.
agent. At the end of the day, we want everything to be through the conversational like interface, right? Um, so will most humans, I think anybody that's eh, like going to sign up for an AI native CRM will be coming over here and trying to understand and tweak and like, because really, if you can apply there's a way to shortcut the onboarding experience if if you've already been trying to build stuff like this in Claude Code and like that you'll be able to import like whatever current brain that you have and then get to the chatting experience and know that the chatting experience will continue to build out like in a certain way. And damn, it's 1 o'clock already.
I know.
Uh
Just want to throw this out there, Darmesh. This is the series, like the graph and everything is amazing. The first thing I went to do was to um, add a note to a LinkedIn node, and it did get added. But the thing that like I would love to see is basically like being able to create relationships between like the like between the points, right? So like if I have, LinkedIn here, one further out. If I have LinkedIn here, and then basically you just made a really quick note that LinkedIn also has because it's my personal one, also has a business one that points back to the website, right? What I gave you the benefit of the doubt. Trust me, bro. What I expected to happen is when I added the note here, that it would create like a line that then went to the company website that to then show, and like this maybe ends up in between there, showing that this is the relationship and here's why. Um, but realistically, you just have this extra, and it's a little odd because it sits so satellite from the other two pieces. So in terms of this being like a graph of second brain, like I'm expecting this to all relate. So like this, even if I put it in, should be here-ish, right? Because it's like related to me, but LinkedIn, but also the website, but not primarily. Anyhow, and then yeah, it would be cool if like there was the what I'm talking about, the spider's web, right? So if it just
yeah.
started automatically building out that spider's web, that would be sick.
Yep. Yeah. And so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna clip this up the best that I can with this at the end. Kind sir, if you'd be so kind, we would love to unbox this with you in classic HubSpot product manager fashion.
Mm-hmm.
I love what's happening here. And, you know, always a great way to get some feedback, but also learn so much from hearing the perspective of the people building this out. So if you'll have us, we'd love to do an unboxing episode with you. If not, we're going to keep unboxing it. So really no pressure. And that's it for today's show. Until Sunday, are we doing Singularity Soothsayers
I
this
think we
weekend?
should.
I
Yeah.
think we should too.
Yeah.
So if you're all about the philosophical side of what's going to happen when Singularity hits, if it hasn't already, we would love to have you join us on Sunday around 11 a.m. We go live to talk about what AI means to us and most of the humans around us at the end of the day. So we'll see you then. Everybody have a great rest of your Friday.
See ya.